Open plan living, shaft drive diesels, clean lines thanks to a tender garage, and all year round boating because we've got a nice enclosed Flybridge. Ladies and gents, this is the Whitehaven 6000 by Whitehaven Motor Yachts. She's available with 3 cabins, 2 or 3 heads, and I think it's fair to refer to this builder as a semi-custom builder because no two 6000s are the same. A lot of people are coming to this brand because they've got ideas, they have a vision, they have a dream for their boat life, and this is the company that can do that for you. So, welcome to Sydney. My name's Dan Jones. You're watching Dan's Boat Life. We're going to be doing the detailed tour. And if you want to come for a sea trial, that's going to be the next video. So for those of you who are interested in buying one of these and seeing how it feels out in the ocean, we're doing that up next. Watch to the end and I'll link to that if you're interested. Got about 30 knots of wind out there today. So we've tucked in, beautiful spot here, not far from Millionaires Row in Mossman, Sydney. Beautiful anchorage. And we're just enjoying this location before the weather turns on us because I think a cold front's coming. So we'll keep this moving. So up on the bow here, beautiful big stainless steel setup. You can see you can pull up a mooring because we've got double bow rollers, big anchor, 12 mil, I'm guessing maybe larger gal chain. Chain locker is under here. And then we actually have a deep fender locker on the starboard side, which we put 3 of the boat's fenders in here. We do have the foot controls, but we operated it from the helm. And we've got 2 big boat cleats just here, and you can see the safety there. All pretty practical, no nonsense. And I did see a wash down in that down in the anchor locker. Cute little lounge. Nice and shallow, so this will be good for some sunbaking and social vibes. I suspect these owners are very social people, by the way they've fitted this boat out. You can jump in the comments and let me know what you think because it's quite a fun kind of design. But we've got 6 drink holders, 6 more here, pop-up lights. We can do rope storage in here, and I think fenders are more suited up front. Good, thick, decent stainless, and a nice high gunnel here. So no little dogs or anything going to be falling off the side of this thing. And it's worth noting, because we have just had a drive, the hull shape has got quite a decent amount of V forward, and you can see she kind of does a bit of that. And so when you're going through some ocean swells, she really cuts into them and parts them comfortably. So if you're looking for a vessel that's going to be particularly shaft drive, I know a lot of you guys out there and girls are interested in shafts, but if you want something that's going to be good in the ocean, this does have that tendency from what we discovered this morning. What we'll do, we'll go down the starboard side. We're going to get upstairs in a second, but we've got a manual sliding window just here. Just get a vibe for the safety, just walking forward and aft. We've got courtesy lights, and then we go from the fiberglass down just the 1 step. We've got our midships cleat here, and it's conveniently located next to the diesel in. We've got 3 tanks on this boat, but you can fill them up from this side because there is a connector hose to level out the tanks. 2 wing tanks and a forward one on the center line. This is engine room ventilation. We'll get into the engine room at the end of the video, so keep watching if that's of interest. But come and just get a feel for this open plan space. What we might do, I'll just walk around here, and I'm actually going to go down that side, but first point I want to make, when I refer to semi-custom, they really are that vibe. You can do whatever you like. So these particular owners obviously wanted to have this set up. They've got the Barbie out back, but you can chop and change to quite a great degree, because I saw line drawings of big couches out the back here, bigger tables, smaller tables, barbecues in this location, barbecues in that location, and all sorts. But we'll come back to that because come straight on down. Beautiful swim platform. So this has got the hydraulic drop down just here. And we have a tender garage in here. We can get about a 3.5 meter tender with an outboard. So this actually drops down and then the tender garage door comes up. Wait until you see the engine room. It's a proper engine, big boat engine bay because full stand-up headroom, workbench, space all the way around the motors. It's really, really good. So you don't need to store a tender on that platform. You can keep this nice and clean, keep it good for social activities all the time, and then you just open up the big door when you want to deploy from the tender garage. I'm not going to go opening every hatch on this boat because it's privately owned. Thank you to the owners for allowing us to use your boat. It makes all the difference for these videos, so I do appreciate it. But just get a feel for how the roof extends all the way out to this location and all the way out to here. So from a sun and a rain protection perspective, everyone is protected here. This is very, very good from that perspective. We've got the lights, the down lights, the strip lights. This is a barbecue in the middle on the center line aft, so that's a real focal point, I think. We've got the double barbie, the single sink just there, storage underneath, storage everywhere. We've got the shore power on the starboard side. We've got the kid and doggies doors out the back. Aft cleats. You can see this table is another custom set for the current owners, and I'll just show you. Nice little grab hold just there, so when that's folded up, that's a sensible touch. Over on the port side here, we actually have the wing station. So it is a shaft drive boat, but it will hold position. So it's got essentially a clutch, so when it engages and disengages, it's very smooth to touch, but we can operate the hydraulic bow and stern thrusters and also the motors in and out of gear individually, or we can do station hold. It will connect to the satellites and it will hold you in the marina berth. We've already tested that in the next video. It works within a meter or two, so it's perfectly fine if you have enough space. This bar, beautiful stone here. We've got a custom fridge. These particular owners decided to go for the bar fridge. You do you, essentially. There is an ice maker in here as well. Good size bar table just here, some drawers, and then this is the pop-up window to make this all open through flow, and this door slides just here. We've got the lighting, stereo, security cameras, more floodlights, and a drop-down TV overhead. But come inside, and I think what we'll do, we'll head straight up to the Flybridge and then we'll get back to the saloon because it's quite a commanding view from up here and a pleasant space because the boat is stabilized. We do have a gyro running on this boat, but we've tested it with and without, and she's quite a comfortable thing. So you do have these commanding views. It's a very pleasant place to drive, and I think because of about the 42 tons of displacement, thick hull, solid glass below the waterline, it's a bit of a no-nonsense setup. So if you do want a boat that can cruise around comfortably in the harbour with lots of boat traffic and lots of waves from all the other boats, or do a bit of coastal cruising, this will be quite a comfortable setup should you desire to do that. So starting from the starboard and working our way across, we've got a couple of drink holders. I'm sure if you wanted a third Helm chair in this position here, it would be possible because you definitely have enough space. But again, just think of these guys as more of a semi-custom builder. But we've got big chart drawers in here, a deeper drawer just here, drink holders, air conditioning, Volvo Penta, diagnostics, that's the gyro just there, boat systems including lighting, bow and stern thruster operation just here, there's engine throttles there, more air conditioning, got the Garmin, this is the engine start stop and the trim tabs. As you can see, we've got space for triple screens. They're multifunctional displays, and that's we're running Volvos on this boat. You can have Volvos, you can have MANs, you can have Scanias. So there's actually quite a lot of choice depending on what your mission is. So then you would select the engine and the horsepower that suits your usage best. So that's the Volvo diagnostics. Hydraulic steering, it's adjustable, another AC on the port side. That's going to be for the spotlight. Windscreen wipers, we have 3, all with individual operation and freshwater wash. That's the anchor up and down. This is the VHF. We've got the air conditioning control just to port of that. More pump operation. We could see a clear visibility on all our boats. Safety systems, fuel just there, holding tanks, extra air conditioning, a point to charge your phones, drink holders, nice timber-lined grab holds, which is kind of cute. And we have access underneath the dash in here to get to all the wiring. But have a look over here on the port side. We have another wing station. So you basically pop the engines into neutral, you come over here and you take command. And then if you wanted to have visibility overhead on the port side and bring her in from here, you can. Good amount of storage, 1, 2, 3 under here. Comfortable Helm chairs. These things do have the fold-out footrests, but we've also got an angle on the timber there, so you have an option depending on how comfortable you wish to be. This little area in here is cute. You've got good communication forward and aft, but it will also turn into a daybed, so it slides out from underneath me. That'll slide out, and then this whole thing becomes a bed. This little puffy thing, I always forget the name of these things, but it's a coffee table, folds out like that. I wonder if there's storage underneath. Oh, look at that. And we can put Monopoly games in here and hide stuff as well. So that's also storage, and that's good as a footrest. We've got more storage underneath here. I saw a fridge in there, storage. We've got power points. You probably put another coffee machine or a mix-up thing if you're making cocktails. Nice little sink. I'm sure this is customization, so it's really you do you. Come out here, we actually have another wing station, starboard aft. So we've essentially covered all points for visibility. So we've got central helm, port, now we've got starboard, and we can look back, and then we've got port side down on the lower helm wing station. So that's quite useful. Whoop, don't mean to do that, sorry. Then we've got the stereo control just here, grab hold, and I like this seat setup here. This is quite fun and it's comfortable, and then social because you have an opposing seat facing this way. On the port side, we've got the through flow from communication from here to here, so I can see people enjoying an evening party up here. And that view, actually come out here and have a look at that view. Isn't it lovely? I mean, I don't live in Sydney anymore, but I do like this place. It's very pleasant. And just to be able to come to places like this, when the weather is a little bit how's it going, which is today, and you can still be comfortable because you can just select the weather for yourself. Close the doors, turn on the air conditioning and do whatever you want. In terms of all these timbers, you know, this looks like a glossy oak to me, but it's, again, you do you. You can have more of a satin or a non-glossy finish. There's many different timber selections. They're matching the grains. I've been walking around looking at all these grains. They've been matched. So it's all very nice, and it's totally customizable. Storage all the way down here. They're really not wasting any space. We've got blinds. They're manually operated. There's blinds everywhere. There's also blinds that come up on the inside of these windscreens forward of the helm. So that's good for packing up the boat if you don't want to put an external cover on it. It makes life a lot easier. Couple of overhead hatches just there. Drop down TV as well. So we've got TVs in all social spaces. And up on the roof, you'll see with my drone shots, all of our communication gear up on the radar mast is quite professional. Internal stairs is a nice highlight as well. Plenty to hold on to if you're in a seaway. I like that, lots of rounded edges, and we've got a bit of grip on this metal bit just here. Your electrical panel, your 24 volt, 12 volt system and 240 generator operation is in there, but your main battery switches are down in the engine room, which is an amazing space. We'll get there soon. But just soak this up. Just get a load of this because it's very pleasant. So I really see the social vibe from the dining space to the lounge and out back here with the Barbie. This is just essentially where we are right now, is how this boat seems to be its intended use. Coming to places like this and hang out, because we've got the island set up just here, grab hold. I like how we've done the stone sort of wrapping over and capturing all this, but on the inside we've got 6 deep drawers. We've got a pantry aft of the fridge, big full-size fridge, freezer drawer. I'm not going to open any of this because it's all privately owned. More pot and pan storage, an oven, that is a dishwasher drawer, storage, twin sinks, more storage in here. If you wanted to option the boat with even more refrigeration, remember we've already got that refrigeration out back, but you could do drawer fridges in this island bar here if you wanted to. We've got the wine storage in here. Is that one temperature zone? I don't remember how. I think it is. Jump into the comments if you know more about those things than me. And then we've got more wine storage in here. Lots of drawers for glassware and all your valuables. Some little drop-in pieces here for, as you can see, they've got some of the champagne and what's that? Single malt Miyagio. I don't know how to say that. I think it's Japanese. Looks good. Okay, so the roof line pops up just here because you do go up this step. So you're not actually losing any head height when you go up that stair there. Air conditioning control, 240 and 12 volt outlets are everywhere. This is another customization on the port side. So ordinarily we would see a boaty lounge like you would see on most boats and a table here, but these particular owners wanted to have an area for some fine dining, which is a lovely touch. So we've got proper chairs like you would see in a nice house, a beautiful glass table with the stainless base. It's quite a nice touch. And then behind those chairs on the port side is storage, shallow storage for all that glassware. And I believe they've customized with this stone in a few different areas, which is their own personal touch. And you can also see just after that the sliding midships windows on port and starboard. So yes, this area is air conditioned. We've got air conditioning outlets just up here and dotted throughout the boat, but we can just do the natural ventilation should we wish. And we've got more storage underneath all of these lounges here. And in terms of for comfort factor, yeah, that's good. Nice and deep, good bit of angle here. And you naturally want to rest your arms there because it's quite comfortable, and it's perfect for the drop-down TV, which drops out of the roof on the port side. So everyone sitting in this L-shaped lounge is going to be able to enjoy that. And then just forward, we actually have throw cushion storage, which is quite a clever touch. I don't know whether the designers designed that or whether these owners did. Jump into the comments if that was you. I think it's a very smart idea. So underneath here and underneath here, some deep storage, and all your fancy throw cushions just drop in. I like that. Good sensible idea. So I think I've covered everything. Let's come down the few stairs. Air conditioning. So again, you can do a few different things with this layout should you wish. I think I want to go straight to the VIP, and then we're going to make our way aft to the master. Access into the bilge, very, very smart down there. I've had a look underneath every hatch, but see how we've got these big ship ports just here. That's going to allow a good amount of ventilation should you need. We have an escape hatch on the centerline above the bed. You can definitely sit up in this bed. We've got charging points, air conditioning at the bed head, so you don't need to get out of bed. And these stairs will allow both people to get out of bed in the night and go to the toilet, which is just here. That one's locked, so I'll show you on this side. Here you go. So you do have private access through that door to use this head, but this is also the day head shared with this cabin. And I'll just jump into this separate shower so you can get a feel for the space, because this is quite decent for size. Look at that, lots of space. air conditioning in here. Big port, so you can also vent it. I assume that's air conditioning. It could just be an extractor fan. But nicely done, with the vanity, freshwater flush for the toilet, drawers underneath the bed, so everything in terms of storing your bedding and your towels is good. Now we're on the port side midships. This is a double size, or maybe a queen size bed, but you can option this to be 2 singles, so you can have a single on either side and then it'll meet in the middle or slide across to one side to create a bed of about this size. We have the 2 opening ports over there. We've got blinds, manually operated, hanging storage, drawers for your shoes, 1 bedside table in this layout. And we can actually, I didn't mention this before, if you wanted to do V-berth, 2 singles that slide together and join on the center line, that's even an option in this VIP should you wish. So this is normally where we would be finding a washer and dryer somewhere in this location, but on this boat, the engine room is so big and spacious, it's actually all done down there, which is kind of nice because you keep this living space for living, which is great. So now we're entering the master, and this particular layout has got the big shower, usable loo here, but there's another option. So I think perhaps this is a lot more livable because we're now in full beam master, beautiful big windows. Look at that, that's your views. Look at that, just looking at the beach, it's great. Big opening ports for some fresh air ventilation. They got Mozzie screens on them as well, and you can pull down the blinds for full privacy, but this is quite pleasant. I could see myself, see how we've got the stone on the side here? It's the perfect place for a coffee in the morning, look out at the views and just have some privacy and enjoy yourself. However, you can option this part of the cabin as a toilet and shower. So it's got like a glass wall. It's like a fancy shower. I just saw some line drawings for it. And I think you can even press a button and the glass frosts. Don't hold me to that. I think that's a possibility. So for those of you who want to have shower and head in this part of the boat, it is possible. But we've got storage, more hanging on this side, and over on the starboard side, you can actually option this as deeper drawers if you wish. So currently they're, I don't know, about 1 foot deep. We've got 6 of them, and we've got the makeup thing for the ladies just here, but you can get deeper. So if you wanted, if you're maybe, if your mission was for long-term cruising and that was more important to you, or I think these particular owners are more social people, Sydney Harbour people, so maybe that's not as such of a priority for them. So yeah, again, you do you. A couple of PowerPoints here. Love the views, really nice. Bedside table, storage underneath the bed as well. And under the floor on the center line is the 3rd fuel tank. I think it's about 1,500 litres because we're about 5,500 of diesel overall, which is great. Gives us a bit of range. So from here, let's go out. Underneath us, I saw a water tank, and we've probably got a black water tank somewhere in that location as well. Metal construction. What we need to do now is we'll go down and have a look at the engine bay, and we'll show you the tender operation as well. So this is cool, guys. This will open up for you in a second. Proper ship's door, and come on down. Just watch your head. 1, 2, inside. But we've got, I'm 5'7", and I've got full stand-up headroom here. This is where our washer dryer is located. You've even got a sink, stainless steel bench, all of your drawers down here, and this is where your day would actually start. So we've actually got our port and starboard engine batteries parallel, and our house and inverters in this location, our 230 volts and inverter charger operation just there. You can see your Victrons in this location. Genset is on the center line, but come forward first. It's a little bit hot down here, so I might actually take my jacket off. So this boat has got D13s, the Volvos, so these are a slightly smaller, or actually the smallest engine package you would fit on a boat like this, because these particular owners were not so worried about blasting around at 28 knots. So this is more of a 20 knot boat. wide open 18 knot, 17 knot cruise, which for Sydney Harbour social boating is totally fine. So we're on the straight shaft, ZF gearboxes, nice amount of access all the way around. You've got these rails to hold on. We've got the wing tanks on either side. We actually have the batteries on the center line just here. That's the tender garage or the swim platform going down. This is the center tank. So we've got one tank, two tank. They've got sight gauges, 1930 litres each, and then this centre tank just here. And then in terms of access, once again, it's amazing. Dual filters, Raycors on both motors, so we can select either or. And then if I'll just come down, you guys go over there, I'll come down the starboard side. Look, full headroom everywhere. I've even got a little bit more headroom there, so it's great. I love the white finish as well because you see everything. 22.5 kVA on the center line, genset. And then you come down here and you've got the hydraulics just in here. Everything's really easy to access. Look at this, this is another workbench. If you need water maker, filters, storage, and obviously tender garage is tucked in here. So considering this boat has a tender garage, I tour a lot of boats with tender garages, but because they're trying to get the external lines super low, you don't have this sort of room in the engine space. So this is lovely. So let's head outside. More storage underneath here, because this is the gyro. I didn't point that out before. So genset forward on the center line, gyro aft, and the floor inside this tender garage actually has a hatch, so if you need to remove the gyro, it's possible. Look at that, look at all this storage, the hot water systems down there. You can see access to the thruster, and come on up. So this is actually a smaller tender than what would fit in here. So you get up to about a 3.5 meter, but just pay attention to the height here and the height from the outboard trimmed up and up. So see that distance and that distance? That says that you can get a bigger outboard, is what I'm trying to point out, because with this roof down, it's going to be like that. So we have enough space for an even bigger outboard, and also we've got enough space for a longer tender, because you can see where the door shuts just here. So that's great to see. Obviously, when you're deploying the tender, this platform is going to be lowered in the water, and then these rollers just here, this last one flips out, and then it basically rolls like it would a trailer behind your 4x4. So that's very cool. Twin actuators for the hydraulics to lower this back down, and you operate it from just here on the starboard side. All right, I hope that was useful, ladies and gents. The sea trial is coming up next. It's quite a windy day, so we'll do our best, but sometimes my drone struggles in 30 knots, so I can't guarantee all the footage is going to be as smooth as I would desire it to be. Who's the demographic that I see? Is that sun in your eyes? Hopefully you guys can see me. Who's the demographic that I see is going to be getting a lot of value out of a Whitehaven? I think people who clearly understand their mission. I say this a lot, but it's relevant, and they know exactly what they envisage their future boat looking like, because this is a bit of a semi-custom builder, whereas you might go to some of the other Australian or European brands and they would maybe not have the ability to do those finer details. I think that's possibly when you look at a Whitehaven, because you've done your dash in the last couple of boats. You're very clear on how you like to enjoy your boat life. You know what is fun or enjoyable for you, and you just want to build it. So I think it's that style of person. I think people who are looking for a beautiful open plan layout, lots of weather protection, clean lines at the back with the tender garage, if all those things are high up on your must-have or would-like list, well then this Whitehaven 6000's probably going to give that to you. So that's all that sort of things to think about. I also think if you're considering some serious coastal cruising, whether you're going to do it yourself or just move the boat with a skipper, it's definitely a boat that will happily sit in a couple of meters of nasty stuff and it'll bash through. You can feel the weight, you can feel that solid glass hull and the deep V forward. I had a look at some of the pictures out of the water. Actually, I'll try and edit them into this video so you can see as well, because it's always interesting. It sort of comes down in the forward section and then tapers off towards the back of the boat. So when you meet those waves, there's lots of boat, there's lots of solid hull meeting the waves. So my sensation up there at the helm was quite a relaxed one, and that means the energy that you consume, even though it's a powerboat, we're burning diesel and it's all good, we're not having to sail, it can get exhausting on some boats in Australia and locations where you've got to be in the ocean. Because if you're on a boat that rocks around buggery, your day can be quite tiring by the time you get to your next destination, and you may actually not have the energy to do another hop the next day. You might have to rest. Whereas I see a boat like this allowing you to be kind of relaxed as you cruise. You can eat up 100 or 200 miles and you'll be fine. You'll be off to the restaurant to have a steak that night. So that's, hopefully you understand what I'm talking about. Hopefully, if you are who I think you are, you've had a few boats and you get my point. So yeah, and also I think for those of you who desire optionality with their engines and shaft drives, that's possible. Scania, MANs, Volvos, seems like it's all doable. Horsepower up 1,300, horsepower down 1,000 less, it's all possible. So if that's you, again, that's possible on one of these. But just remember, I'm going to call this a big boat. I know a lot of people are running around in boats this size, solo or very, short on crew these days. With a big boat becomes big boat responsibility. So just make sure you're comfortable if you're going to be an owner-driver with operating something like this, and whether you're going to outsource some of the maintenance and you just do the driving, it's still going to have to be washed down. It's still going to have its fortnightly and monthly care, and that's fine. I'm sure 99% of you guys who are serious on one of these already get that. But if you're coming from a smaller boat that didn't require as much of your time, just bear in mind you will have to invest, or someone will have to invest a bit of time on your behalf. So that's that. Next up, test drive. We're going to go for a burn. We had a great time. We didn't run into any whales. That was my goal for the day. It's whale season. And yeah, I hope it's a beneficial piece of content for you that you can use as a tool to go and search for the best boat that will suit your boat life, because that's why I do this. Go ahead and subscribe, give us a like, engage in the comments. Do tell me what other boat you're comparing this boat with, because if I haven't tested it, I will use that information and I'll go and annoy the factories to try and get the keys and stick it on the channel. So if you want to talk to me directly, link is down below. Minect is the place to do it. Love you lots. See you in the next one. Thanks, guys.